New year, old me. Rutgers loses to Indiana.
OG, what is it tonight? At least just tell me what the hell is wrong.
Okay, hope everybody is staying warm on a really cold, windy day in North Jersey. Hope you're all staying warm. Hey, I got a little something by the side here, having just come in from the outside and needing to defrost a little bit. So Indiana ends any hopes of Rutgers getting off to a good start in 2025 and the Big 10 schedule, most likely ending any chance that we have getting to the tournament. Look, we knew once Dylan was out, and I'm not going to, because, well, Dylan was out, we can excuse this loss. No. Yes, it would be a challenge. And we knew that we were going to have to make up the production somewhere else. And you just knew that Ace was going to be that guy. Ace carried the load by himself, and to be quite honest with you, I'm quite sure that he's happy that he could be the guy. And he took on, he picked up the team with, at least from a scoring perspective, scoring 39 points. That's the most. I don't know. Did Quincy Doobie ever have 39 points? I don't remember. Quincy Doobie, one of my favorite Rutgers players of all times. Nonetheless, you knew that's what it was going to come down to. And there was one point at the game where it might have been like 18-18, something like that, 18-16, 16-16, where Ace and Jeremiah Williams were responsible for all of Rutgers' points. Nonetheless, well, we'll get to Ace's contributions in a minute. Game starts out kind of nip and knock. You say, okay, Ace is going to pick up Dylan's scoring not being available. We're ahead. I think we're ahead 29-24, and then Indiana goes on a 17-5 run to end the half, and you kind of knew at that point it was going to be over. 41-34 at the half. Indiana opens up the second half, 15-4. They went up 18 at one point, and you knew there was no coming back from this. And here's why the Dylan not playing is, although, I'm not going to downplay it, it's impactful. But we have enough talent on this team that if we played well as a team, we should have been able to weather the storm against Indiana. And by the way, I knew this game was going to turn out this way when Brian Fonseca, the Rutgers NJ.com guy, said this is a program in disarray when they're at 10-3. We should be in disarray at 11-3 now. The big reasons why we lost are the same reasons we've been talking about all season. 28% from three. I mean, we're on that downward slide. 60% foul shooting. It's getting worse and worse. We started off the season. We were playing well together as a team, guys getting involved, and we had a good rotation early on. And we were making our foul shots. You can't ask much more than that from a team who's been terrible at both. 60% foul shooting, perimeter defense terrible again. Indiana shot 44% from three. Our defense overall was not good. Indiana had 4 guys in double digits. Another guy had 9 points. So he almost had an entire squad with double digits. Omar Abalos had double-double, 17 and 12. And the rebound bugaboo is back. Out-rebounded by 12, 48-36. 2 starters didn't score at all. I don't know what's up with Zach Martini. 0 for 3 from 3, 5 rebounds. On Boley, you don't expect much, but you know, you got to get something out of him. He had no field goals and 3 rebounds. That's not enough production to keep you in a Big Ten game. Even if you think the Big Ten team that you're playing is not a dominant Big Ten team, you can still lose on any given night. Big Ten is good. Maybe they're not a dominant conference with top teams that are scaring everybody, but from top to bottom, we're very good. The other bugaboo that was back, not enough production from the bench. Rotation needs to get better. PJ Hayes, 0 for 4, 0 for 4, 0 for 3 from 3. I don't know what we got to do to get these guys off the schneid. I don't know what's going on with that. Durkak struggled. Usually you get some energy and effort and floor generalship out of him. He struggled. He was 0 for 3. He had 3 points. I think he had 3 free throws and 1 assist. So he wasn't much of a factor. Tyson Acuff starting to get a little bit productive, and that's a good sign. Maybe he's the guy towards, I don't know, we don't have much time to wait, but maybe he's a guy that gets some more minutes. He had 7 points. And Lathan, he had 8 points. We were going to need a bigger game from him if we were going to have a chance in this game. So those things, poor free-throw shooting, poor foul shooting, poor perimeter defense, not getting offensive production out of Ogbole and Zach Martini, rebounding, the bench not being productive, all those things, many of which probably happen anyway, even if Dylan is in there. I mean, Ace alone would scored for 2 guys. So, I mean, when you have one guy that has 40 points, I mean, nonetheless, Ace had the kind of game that you can just tell it's the kind of game he wants to play. It's all about him. He's the man. He's the team. And to his credit, he took it to him. 39 points, 8 rebounds, no assists. Not a surprise there. He's not exactly a guy that's going to be a facilitator. He's not LeBron James or Magic Johnson. 4 for 8, 16 and 29, 4 for 8 from 3. That was pretty good. 3 for 8 from the free throw line. Part of the game, he didn't do well, played well in 31 minutes. J-Mike is starting to become a little bit of a revelation and getting some points. Somewhat productive after a slow start. He had 9 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. You need to get some production out of him, not just energy and defense, and trying to change up the rotation and the flow of the game. Jeremiah Williams is, he's solid. 8 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Again, not quite enough. You need a little more if you're going to be missing one of the best scorers in college basketball. You need you'd be picked up more from your secondary guys. In the end, I'm sorry, we have enough talent on the court. I mean, remember, we won, what did we win, a game or 2 early without Ace? Should be able to win without Dylan. Not long term, not, every game for the next, 2 weeks. But, for a night against Indiana, which is a good but not daunting team, we have enough talent on the court to play with Indiana. As I've said, we're not coming together as a team, sharing the ball, playing good team defense individually. We don't play great team defense. But when you looked at how we played against Columbia, we were hoping that would translate in the future. Yeah, rebounding, transitioning well. Hitting your shots, hitting threes at a decent clip, all that stuff. It shows up once in a while, and then we go back to Rutgers being Rutgers. These things are stubborn with us. The old football saying you want to get better every day. You're hoping that as the season goes on, we get better at these things that we're weak at every day, and we're just not. Maybe for a night against Columbia, it works out. So what does this mean for fans that waited for basketball after we lost 4 in a row in football, mid-season, and we were 4-4, or after the loss to K-State, where people are like, okay, now we're on to basketball. The hopes for a tournament bid are slim to none. They want to be fair, a little more balanced. Okay, they're dashed significantly, barring a miraculous run, which seems very unlikely considering how choppy and inconsistent we've been. We're not going to succeed running our offense through 2 guys, or when one of the guys is out through 1 guy. That's not how it works. That's not how Steve Peichel became successful. He's outside his comfort zone. And to be outside your comfort zone is good. That's the only way you grow. But you actually have to make progress. You have to get better at the things that you're not good at, and we're just not. Because there's no more Columbias on the schedule. There's just not. So a disappointing loss to start 2025 and the Big Ten season. We're 8-6, right? I've said we had to go 12-6 against the Big Ten to have a solid shot at the tournament with 20 to 21 wins. Barring, making a run and winning the Big Ten tournament, which is highly unlikely. That puts us in a spot now where, can we go 12-5 the rest of the way? The jury is out, but I don't think they're coming back with a favorable decision. This is going to be a very disappointing, is shaping up to be disappointing season. Hopefully at some point, even if they don't, they wind up 17-14 and they get a couple wins in the Big Ten tournament, that might be something to build on, but then we have to worry about next year or not having 2 potential lottery picks. We got ranked teams coming up this month. I said January would be the season. Coach Yano likes to say, this week is Kansas State season. This week is Maryland season. Well, January is the season for us. And how we did this month was going to determine the outcome for the season, which is looking less and less positive. Nonetheless, everybody enjoy your week. Stay warm. Cheers, and we'll see you the next time.